Hello, everybody. How you doing? How's your dog? We got a few things we're going to go over, the legal side of things, and where Mr. Boogman is wrong. So, everybody grab your popcorn, grab your snacks, grab a drink. I'm grabbing my coffee, and we'll start getting into this. So, we got our coffee, we got our cigarette, we got everything we need so far. I'm going to take my tablet and set the auto because this is getting annoying. Okay, no, we're good. Alright, so we got some things that we need to cover. Booger seems to not understand still. So, let's see who's all in the comments. Hell. Good morning, Candace. How are you? I actually like doing this on my tablet. This is actually pretty cool. This is a lot better than my phone. And hold on, let me see. It's not burning my face off yet. So, hey Felicia, how you doing? Hey Mama, how you doing? So, hey Stephanie, how you doing? God, that bird cannot be any louder. So, Mr. Booberman likes to use these high level words to intimidate and push a narrative. And I happened to crack my eyes this morning and be blessed with these words of knowledge from our dear friend Boober.
Well, good morning, everyone. How is everyone doing this morning? Listen to a little bit of Bubba Bitchbags live. He claims that somebody put out a badge number, which we all know that badge numbers are a three numbers. So, wrong again. And nobody claimed for that to be a badge number, and nobody claimed to be a police officer. You calling Johnstown police? That's awesome. I love it. I'm still waiting for him to show up at my house. Are you going to show up at my house, Bubba? I'm not scared. By all means, I'm not scared. Okay? So you have to get something straight. Okay? Yes, I stated that is a sealed record. But I did not state that I looked into a sealed record because by law you can. It's a sealed case from family court. So the only ones that can read or see what is in that case is the judge and the lawyers. So you might want to get your information straight, young man. Okay? Do I think you live in South Carolina, North Carolina, or wherever the case may be? I call bullshit. I think you're in Naples, Florida with mom and dad. But I'm going to put it to you this way. I'll wait for Johnstown Police Department to contact me or to discuss the YouTube situation. Am I going to take my channel down? Absolutely not. Am I going to publicly apologize? Absolutely not. I'm going to make sure, I'm going to make it a point to make sure that your mother and Jason, and if you want to keep on pushing the issue, because you live with the fugitives, that's harboring a fugitive, I'm going to make sure that all you motherfuckers go to jail.
Hey, Connie.
And not just jail, but I want to see you guys go to prison because I want to see how you're going to last in prison. Okay? I'm not afraid to go to jail, just like I'm sure Jason's not. But let's see how if he's ready to go to prison. Okay? He's running from the law. So is your mother. Jason's aunt is harboring fugitives that are wanted for warrants. Okay? So with that being said, you most definitely have the data you do not deserve. And good luck. Good luck with law enforcement, my friend. Because they know where I live. I don't care if you gave them my ex or not. That don't affect me. Okay? Because for one, I haven't committed no felony on YouTube. But you all have. Okay? So you have the day you deserve, buddy. Bye-bye.
Woo! So, we have some things to discuss here. And Felicia, you are correct. So we get our little book here. And we go over the first matter. 4 digits are common as shield numbers for the police departments. Length is typically a mechanical reflection of the size and history of the police department. 3 and 4 digits is clean and easy to read. So, that being said, 4 digits is not incorrect, thereby I'm not incorrect. Technically, I am correct, but for your department, i.e. Johnstown Police Department, it uses 3 numbers because it's a small police department. Even tinier police departments use single and double digits, i.e. 1, badge number 5. Captains and chiefs often lose their badge numbers entirely and have a gold bar distinguishing their rank. So therefore, you are wrong. Fed and FBI, ATFs don't use badge numbers at all. They use a series personnel's numbers for use for payrolls or internal tracking and public ID. And it seems like you're a little nervous there. You're waiting for the cops to show up, I take it. Well, that's funny because no report was ever filed. I simply called and inquired for information. So what's the cold feet for, bud? Another thing we're going to cover is you stated it was a sealed record, then claims I did not look at a sealed record. Well, the thing is, how do you know it was a sealed record? How did you state that you knew you had knowledge thereby in it was a sealed record, but you're going to claim it's not you didn't look at a sealed record? You see, the logic is not adding 2 + 2 = 4. The logic is flawed. You're using heavy legal terms and insults to try to push a narrative. Do you see where I'm getting at, Boober? Am I explaining it smart people enough, or do I need to go down to like kindergarten terms? You know big scary. You know scary rah-rah. So, we're going to talk about another thing. The definition of fugitives. Fugitives, in your case, is anybody that has a warrant. And clerically, you're correct. A fugitive of justice can be defined by a bench warrant. But see, where you're taking the narrative out of context is you're pushing it as to where these people are actively being hunted by law enforcement agencies, and that's not close to anywhere being the truth. You see, these are passive incidents. These are dealt with when you get stopped for a tail light being out. Then you are incarcerated. You are arrested on the spot, and you are taken to a facility. And thereby your charges are dealt with accordingly. So, having an active bench warrant from Louisiana and living in the state of Florida, they're not going to come and get you. They're not going to put you in jail, and they're definitely not going to put you in prison. If you do happen to get pulled over for any type of traffic infraction in the state of Louisiana for which you have your bench warrants out of, you will be taken in, and your bench warrants will be dealt with thereby and out. So, your definition of fugitive of justice is basically as simple as this: they are paperwork fugitives. On paper, they are fugitives. And as far as harboring a fugitive, these are not felony level offenses. So thereby in misdemeanors do not fall in the same parameters as harboring a fugitive as in a felony case. So your logic is flawed there too. Sorry, I'm not answering the phone right now. What felony have I committed, Mr. Robert? Please inform me on what felony I have committed. Because if I'm looking back correctly, I think I'm abiding by guidelines. Some terms of services may have been broken, but as far as felony level offenses, it doesn't look like I've committed any felonies. Looks like you have, though. Private backgrounds have no access to sealed records. And also, if it's here's the thing: if it's a family court issue, that does not reside in the Jessica Lunsford Act. Let's see. Let's pull the state statutes and let's water it down for the uninitiated. Let's go back to my old tab here. That bird can't get any louder. So, family court records are handled differently than criminal or civil records because they are presumptively confidential or quasi-sealed by default to protect the privacy and potential children and sensitive domestic issues. The most direct way to tell is by attempting to access the file in many jurisdictions. If you are a petitioner or respondent, you generally have the right to see the file. If you even are told you need a specific court order to see certain documents, those specific parts of the record are sealed. The general public, third parties, distant relatives, and journalists are often not going to be able to have access to sealed records. If the clerk states no such record is available for public inspection, it is sealed. So, Robert, how can you state a record is sealed and claim that you did not say it was a sealed record, but you said it was a sealed record? So, how do you know thereby in it's a sealed record? A sealed record does not show in background checks. A sealed record does not show in family courts. A sealed record is not available to the general public. Only three bodies possess the access to sealed records, that being government entities, courts, and law enforcement. So how can you say a record is sealed if you don't have access to sealed records? Unless you do have access to records, see that they're sealed, slip up and say that it's a sealed record, thereby in giving away your access to private information. It seems like you've been caught. We're going to talk about the Jessica Lunsford Act too. Family Court and Jessica Lunsford Act are dealt with differently in different legal worlds. They can intersect if a family court case involves allegations or findings that a minor or criminal offense is covered by the Act. So thereby in speaking, child abuse does not directly result in the Jessica Lunsford Act. Thereby in speaking, if one is charged with lewd, lascivious acts against a minor, you won't directly see the Jessica Lunsford Act on their record, even if it's a sealed record. What you will see is failure to comply with the Jessica Lunsford Act, failure to certify with compliance of the Jessica Lunsford Act. What that won't show on private background checks, third-party links that you pay $1 to see somebody's criminal history. Those records are sealed and sealed for a reason. Only law enforcement, government bodies, and court systems have access to that information. If you see certificate of compliance, that person thereby in has not been charged with any sexual offenses toward a minor. So it looks like, Boober, you were wrong once again. Quit using AI to solve all your problems. Does it solve ED for you? Does AI solve erectile dysfunction for you, Boober? The Jessica Lunsford Act disqualifies contractors from school grounds if they have convictions for child abuse or neglect, Florida State Statute 827-03. While family court, specifically dependency court, making findings on these issues, it is a criminal prosecution of those acts that typically triggers age restrictions. So water that down. That basically means if you are criminally found to have been in acts sexually with minors, you no longer have compliance with the Jessica Lunsford Act. So thereby you cannot have access that contractors would need to be around school grounds, events involving children, and the like. But that does not mean that it's going to show on your record from third-party search, i.e. Spokio, Truthfinder, the Boober Crew's favorite tool. In short, no, the Fugitive Task Force will not kick in doors and will not take you to prison for traffic-related active bench warrants or misdemeanor assault charges. These have to be high-class felonies. These have to be top-tier, most wanted individuals. We're talking tried to shoot Donald Trump-style individuals. You will get extradited from every state if you tried to kill like high-class individuals. Then you are a fugitive from justice in the context that Mr. Roberts trying to push onto these two fine people here. No extradition means no extradition. And the warrants that my parents possess are non-extradition warrants. The DA will not approve the funding for Louisiana to go after them. They will not send a bounty hunter. And the warrant stays active in the system, yes. And if you commit a traffic infraction, as I mentioned before, yes, you will be arrested in the state of Louisiana. If you commit a traffic infraction in the state of Florida, they can see you have an active warrant in the state of Louisiana. They will hold you right there at the traffic stop, get a hold of the Louisiana agency, and they will furthermore tell Florida, no, we ain't paying to come and get them. You can keep them. Let him go. That's how the law works, people. It does not work in the way Boober is wanting it so badly to work. And in a technical sense, yes, they're fugitive. It clerically means they have an out-of-state warrant. So paperwork fugitive it is. And calling the mayor directly, it's really hard to do. And calling the mayor is not going to lead to direct prison time. The mayor is more than likely going to laugh at you. So, that being said, in the video that I watched of Booby Boobs, he looked very nervous. He was pacing around the house. It took him a really long time to respond. I know, right? That's his exact tone. It took him a really long time to respond to even say anything. So I figured he choked up because he knew he got caught. And like I said, you cannot view a sealed record being a member of the general public or third party. You also stated it was a sealed record and turned around and backtracked on it. So I want to know the explanation behind that. Think I might make this a short one a day. See if we get some more things to go over. But until then, you guys keep it cool. I know that is a loud bird. He probably did get it from his law enforcement family members. Yeah, they love to use AI. Exactly. Connie is right. He's proved he knows it's from a sealed record. So, how did you get your eyes on that sealed record? That is my biggest question. You're not law enforcement, government, or a body of the court. How did you get access to that sealed record? It's got to be outside sources, outside connections. He's already admitted he's got connections, y'all. He's got connections. So, where did you get this information and why are you backtracking now? The people deserve an answer. So, we'll be looking forward to your next reaction since you don't seem to want to reform. I'll be doing a short, probably here in between. I'll be doing a live on Mrs. Rowe once I get done gathering information.
She told me just wait.
Yeah, she says just wait. But yeah, I think I'm going to hop down and do some more research, and I'll be back up later, you guys. I love you guys. Y'all be good.